content creator Joey Garrity, the founder of Superstar Entrepreneurs Digital Media and Joey G113. I'm dedicated to empower entrepreneurs by sharing tools, tips, and resources to help you gain more influence and success on my show, Superstar Entrepreneurs Spotlight with Joey. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Superstar Entrepreneurs with Spotlight with Joey. I'm Joey Garrity. I'm also the founder of Superstar Entrepreneurs Digital Media Network and Joey G113. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Superstar Entrepreneurs. It's a one-stop shop for everything business, inner game, and outer game for you out there. You can learn more about my products and services here at Joey G113, and you can find me all over social media. And just reach out and I'll reach right back. It's Joey Garrity, okay? So I have an incredible show today. You know you're in the right place to learn how to win real estate expert advice from 150 million deal maker Joe. Okay, he's phenomenal. 150 million. All right, I love that. I love those numbers, right? Don't you? Right? So he's going to be sharing his wisdom and his advice with us. I'm going to bring him up from the green room just 1 second. But he is the vice president of investment property sales and a trusted expert in the multifamily real estate market with over a decade of experience and more than 150 million in apartment assets, sales, and more. So let's bring him up from the green room. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hi, Joey. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, absolutely. I just really enjoyed meeting you. I got to meet you, I think it was about a little over a month ago, and I loved your
Yeah,
vibe and I loved how authentic you were and how eager you are about sharing your expertise with others. So I knew
thank you.
you'd be an amazing guest to have on today. Um, I wanted to jump right into it and I wanted to ask you the first question is, what inspired your journey into the investment property sales arena in the first place?
Yeah, I was doing soft goods manufacturing right out of college, and I wanted to do something a little bit more meaningful for people, and so I looked into working on people's largest assets, their real estate, and connecting with them through that. So it's been a journey over the last 13 years, and it's been pretty great.
It's been fulfilling, right? Because that's what you were sharing with me, that's really fulfilling because you're being of service and helping others.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, representing buyers and sellers on these properties, you end up really getting to know them. It's not a short sales cycle. These are relationships that you have long term for 10 years and plus. It's absolutely, you get to know them, their families, everyone involved. So
Yeah,
it's,
and
as you said.
well, that's such a roll out the red carpet moment there because it's a legacy, right? Because once you meet that person, then you meet the rest of the family. It goes on and on and on. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, in San Francisco, where I specialize, most of the properties are owned intergenerationally. So you'll meet, grandpa and grandma 10, 15 years ago, and then they'll pass the property down to mom and dad, and then down to the kids. And that whole time, you're advising these people on best ways to maintain, manage, and ultimately grow the value of those properties.
I love that. Yeah, I love to take our gifts and talents and then really expand it, and then it goes on and on and on. I think that is for everyone on the globe. I just don't think people recognize that a lot of times that they have real impact, right? And
Oh,
really
I
connected.
completely agree.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, impact when you're talking about in your work in real estate, there are many different ways to create this impact or be impacted. Um, Real estate, yeah, it's real, but it's all relationships. So you're going to impact the people that you work with and your clients and the other agents. They're going to impact you. It's a lively business.
It is. No kidding, right? I wanted to jump into this because I think it's so important as someone in your position to give out advice because I know along my journey, I've either seen a keynote speaker or had mentors like yourself. They said one thing, and it was that aha that just was a tipping point for me out there. So, what advice would you give to someone that wants to scale their real estate investments right now?
Yeah, I mean, the best advice I got early on was from, I had great mentors when I first started in this business, and truly the thing that they taught me was to read everything. Read
Yeah.
everything, whether or not it is directly impactful on your business. Just if it has anything to do with anything that you're interested, read it all, because real estate, it's a really large asset class. There's a lot of different ways to make money in real estate. They're not all the same. Everyone's path is different. I mean, the everyone goes, they want the get rich quick schemes.
Yeah.
That's not most real estate investors. Most real estate investors are get rich slowly.
Yeah.
And so by reading, doing your due diligence, finding the asset type and class that connects with you, what you can do in real estate, that is the best advice I got.
I have to say something else too. I really like your nature. You have an ease about you, right? And I feel like that's the best mentors out there for people, and that to get wisdom, because people that are really heightened all the time, right? It's difficult to even hear them, right? But I
Mhm.
love that piece of advice: read everything. That's so simple, but it's so empowering, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, read everything. That's
Yeah, I think so. It served me really well. It served me. It served people I work with really well. Reading everything allows you to meet the people that you want to be meeting. It allows you to be kindred spirits with these people. You connect with different people, and that yeah, it was good advice for me. And I appreciate your comment on my demeanor in real estate advice. There are a lot of larger than life
oh my
personalities in this space, and I think there is an appreciation for hopefully people who stay grounded.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I feel like we're in a place right now in the marketplace where being louder isn't better. It's not better, right? It's like
Yeah.
we want
Hmm.
solid, like grounded people where where they hear and listen and really take the time. Really take the time. It's not about the next deal. I know a lot of people in different arenas, and the ones that are really loud sometimes they're the ones that like they're thinking about the next deal, and so I don't feel seen and heard, and and
Yeah.
and I don't think
Yeah.
that's good for business today. I don't think so.
I totally agree. I think that from my experience, the only way I've ever been able to succeed in this business is to read and listen to people who know more than me, and try and take it and filter it into my own perception, and so I agree with you.
I have a question for you, Joe. Um, why do you think why do you think that sometimes people don't read everything?
I think it's easier to not read everything. I
I
think it's easy to just look at a headline and say, okay, I got it. I know what's happening. Um, there are a lot of people who are like, if you spend too much time doing something that isn't, you know, you're wasting your time.
right.
I don't feel that way. I've never been that way in my business, and I want to give people and topics the time that they deserve, because you never know what you're going to find. We did incredibly well, just me and family and friends, on a self storage facility in 2019 that we didn't know everything about it. We just kept reading about it, reading about the asset class, learning from people in the space, and you know, from all of that, we got lucky and purchased the right property at the right time for us. There are people out there who purchased single family homes and purchased all these other properties that were right for them, and they made it. They did really well. Uh, Other people not so lucky. So
Yeah.
I think it has to do with that curiosity of wanting to know everything you can about what you're doing.
I think we're living in a time in history which is incredible. I read an article that said that in the next 5 years, history will change. Things will change more dramatically than they have in 100 years.
I believe it. I
I,
was just talking with my wife about this. I was like, "Hey, can you believe that like 20 years ago, everyone thought it was a simpler time?" Like I remember it being extremely complicated. Now it's extremely complicated, and 20 years from now, people are probably going to look back on it and be like, "Oh my God, that was such a simple time. Oh man, those decisions were so easy. Now we have really hard decisions."
it's so true, Joe. I've been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about taking a pause and just a breath and really taking the time. I feel people are so over inundated, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's just, this whole kind of rush. So I'm going to take that gem. I particularly am a reader and I love to seek, like they call us seekers. So I like to dig
Oh,
into
cool.
things. Um, but with everything that's moving so quickly, um, your mentor's piece of advice, I think, is the best piece of advice.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
Yeah, especially with AI. I use AI every day, every hour, like you. We talked
I
about
use it, yep, consistently all the time.
like every minute,
It's
pretty much at this point. I have it on my. I mean, it's everywhere, right? Um,
absolutely.
but what it has helped me do, though, and this is I'm going to give an AI a high five for this. What it has helped me do is it helps me look at other perspectives
Mhm.
because I'll ask it. I'm like, well, what do you think? How else can we look at this? Let's strategize together, and that's been really helpful, so that you're not kind of like a lone wolf on an island somewhere. So in that perspective, it's great, and it's really great about helping you with tips and things like that. So that's what I use it for. I like it for that.
I love that. I love the counterfactual idea of using AI for counterfactual arguments. So, you know, the opposite side to read everything is to go extremely narrow and know exactly what you're doing all the time for something that you're working on, and that will hopefully generate more revenue for you in real estate. Um, but let's say you don't want to do that. You do want to expand and have your hand in different pots. Having AI deliver counterfactual advice. Why shouldn't I go into self storage at this time? Why shouldn't I go into San Francisco apartments? Or if you're an accredited investor, DSTs, like, why shouldn't I do these things? Will really help you flush out the arguments against it and what the positive and negatives of each side are. That's, yeah,
I,
AI is awesome for
I
that.
totally agree. I mean, I've used it for even percentages. I said if I was to dot dot dot, give me a percentage of the success rate
Yeah.
and why and the whys and the
Yeah.
cons and the pros, right? And so I feel like AI is a great tool for expansive thinking, right?
Hmm.
If you're willing to look at what it's going to say on the other side,
Hmm.
right? Which sometimes takes courage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I did an exercise about 6 months ago where I literally asked AI because it knows me so well now. I asked it. I said, "What's the probability around my business? Like, let's say in 5 years, let's say in 10 years, like
Right.
where are the cracks?
Yeah.
How am I not showing up? And just tell me, right?"
Right.
And
Right.
so you have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? But it was so helpful. It was so helpful. I just highly recommend
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I totally agree. I think that AI can be tremendous for business uses. What is funny is on the financial services side, AI is very limited because of
Yeah.
FINRA regulations and what you can do with that. So you don't want, you have to be very careful with that. But on the real estate side, the regulations are not as robust, and so you're able to do more with AI in real estate. And like you're saying, counterfactuals, where are the cracks? What's the problem with this particular deal? Can you look at zoning? Can you look at the planning department, especially in San Francisco? Can we get a history on certain types of approvals? Like there's a lot of really great uses for it, especially when the in real estate when it's sophisticated, when you need sophisticated analysis. Blind spots, like you were just saying, blind spot analysis is crucial. So uh, yeah, big fan.
I know it's just going to be more and more expansive, and we're really encouraging people out there in your arena to leverage it, like to leverage
Mhm.
it, right? Because I don't think everyone is yet, and I get that, right? Because it's uncomfortable at first. It's very uncomfortable at first.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to look at it for on the real estate brokerage side and say, okay, listing descriptions, great. But what I found is that it can really take your decision making on every real estate agent's an entrepreneur at heart, and so it can take your decision making about what to do throughout the day if you again use it consistently and correctly. From what am I going to do today to 80% of my day is already done with the most is planned out in the most efficient way for me. We're all individuals. We all do things differently, but AI is very good at that sort of thing of saying, hey, at 2 o'clock, you should be out there. If you're, you know, real estate agent on Sunday, you should be out there doing an open house. I'm not a residential, but I'm commercial. So for us, it would be, hey, it's 9 a.m. You got to be cold calling, that sort of thing.
I
So it can.
love that, right? I know it does. It's so good about that kind of structure, right?
Mhm.
I have a last question for you. What drives your success, Joe?
Hopefully that curiosity,
Mhm.
that curiosity, I'm hoping drives it. From going from the soft goods to real estate, then going from real estate in San Francisco and expanding my services through the financial services side to accredited investors and DSTs, opening up that institutional side. Yeah, it's been you know keeping that curiosity going in real estate has served me well, and I'm hoping it will continue to do so in the future.
Well, also too, you're a people person,
Thank
right? And so it's such a good arena to be in for that, right? Where
you.
like the expansion and getting to know the whole family and everyone's background and creating those deep relationships there. Yeah, that's really fun.
It's as you said, it's very impactful. So it's good work. I enjoy doing it, and anybody who's coming into the space, read everything you can and go at your own pace.
I love that, Joe. I so appreciate you coming on the show, brother. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you, thank
thank
you.
you for having me, Joey. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate
I'm gonna drop you down in the green room.
it. All right.
Yeah, so he's going to go grab himself a mocktail down in the green room, but he's fantastic. If you do not know him yet, get to know him, right? He is a people person and he is so generous with his advice. That is why I had to have him come on the show. And until next time, I always leave like this. It's literally your birthright to stand in your influence spotlight out there, everyone. And I will see you guys next week. More about my services and products at joeyg113.com. Make sure to join me every week for a new episode on the Superstar Entrepreneurs YouTube channel.